Alright, in this video I'm going to touch a functionality uh, which is a version control system inside Emacs. Okay, this is a facility baked into Emacs and comes along with Emacs by default. This is a version control system which is very minimal and lightweight. Okay, there is other popular version control system works inside Emacs. This features is called VC. Okay, abbreviation for version control. So I'm going to take a peek or a brief overview of these particular features on Emacs. Okay, so I hope you like it. It will be a brief. I'll leave all these things later to give it to you so you can explore. Okay, so without further ado, let me get into my Emacs. So first thing first, because it is a version control system and I essentially baked or use Git as the backend, with this specific tool you can use it with other version control system like Mercurial or Buzzer or Subversion or whatever you like, but in this specific case I'm using Git as a backend. Okay, so this is a kind of front end built inside Emacs for version controlling. Okay, so to start with, you need to, so everything about VC inside Emacs start with a keystroke Control XV. This is the prefix key to access the different functionality for different keystroke for the function version control or VC inside Emacs. The keystroke prefix is Control XV. Okay, so whatever the letter for specific function I'm going to type, I'll be typing after pressing Control XV. Okay, so to start with, to look into a version control system related folder or directory, all you have to do Control XVD, and if I went through my Git repo and I'm selecting the Emacs source Git repo here, this is the location in my machine, so I'm selecting it. You can see from the echo area, okay, that it is saying VC status for directory and then the path where the Git repository resides. In my machine it resides here. Your location could be different. If I press enter, it will ask me for the entire, if you press enter at this moment, it will give you the entire directory status, or if you can go ahead and choose the specific directory, it will provide you that. So in this case I'm selecting the entire Emacs source directory or repository. If I press enter, see, this is a clean interface which clearly said VC is backed up the backend system in Git, as I mentioned to you, and the working directory, as you see, it resides in my machine is git-linux /Emacs. That is the location where the Emacs source code I pull down and reside in my machine. The branch I'm on, that is the master branch. The remote, you can see the upstream location of the Emacs source repository. There is nothing to be. Task is a facility where you can put things aside for temporary time to do something else on the repository. Stash is a place where you can put your current modification changes for the time being to focus on something else, right? So in this specific repository, I haven't made any change yet. So, and I'm not going to look out for something else to do. Okay, so there is nothing dashed. As simple as that, right? The two files you can see, the C, I generate a cscope. I use cscope and ctag extensively. So I made a backlog video about them. So if you are interested, you can go back and check it out on my. It should be there. The name of my videos are pretty explicit, so you shouldn't find it difficult to find it out. Anyway, so now the next thing is that I'm inside this specific version control system or directory. So for instance, if I wanted to see the log of the current log of this particular repository, right? This is a very common operation. Everyone does that. So all I have to do, Control X VL, it pops up a buffer. You can see on the bottom of the screen the keystroke I have pressed, that is Control X V and small l. Okay, so give it some time. Git will see it fetch the log and show you in a buffer. Okay, this is the current log of the master. All I did, Control X VL, pretty darn easy, right? And it will show you all the commits at this moment. Okay, so let me get rid of this. Now say for instance, if you wanted to know the entire history of this particular repository, okay, you have just seen the log of the current commits, right? All I did, Control X V and small l. Now if you are curious enough, you wanted to know the entire history of this particular repo, all you have to do, Control X V and capital L. Okay, so let me try that. Control X V and capital L. Sorry. Control X V and capital L. All I did Control X V and capital L. It will show you the entire history of the project. Control X V and capital L. I'm doing it again. Look at the bottom of the screen. What I press Control X V and capital L. This will show you the entire history of this particular project. Okay, but if you want to see the current commits and project, then only you have to do Control X V and small l, which I shown you before, right? Here is the difference. The difference between pressing the flag small l and capital L. The prefix key is constant, that is Control X V. You understand? So this is the entire history of the project, history of this particular project, which is Emacs I'm looking at. Okay, so it's very nice. Let me get rid of it. Okay, so now for instance, I wanted to see any file and wanted to find out who has committed that particular line. Essentially, all I'm talking about, it is a VC way, Emacs version control way of finding out. It is a fronted, you can see, for git blame. Okay, inside VC operation or functionality inside Emacs, you can see the git blame like this. You are already inside the repository, right? If you go to Control X, Control F, you see you are inside that project directory, right? Which is an Emacs source code. If I go here and if I'm going to select a particular file, in this case I'm selecting a file called bugs inside the Emacs repo. If I press enter, that file open, right? Now I wanted to know who has committed each and every line of this particular file, okay, and when. It is essentially I'm trying to provide you a result running a front end of git blame. So all you have to do, Control X, V and G. See, look at the right hand side buffer. It opens up a buffer and show you line by line who has committed the particular line of information and when. Okay, all I did, Control X, V and the letter G. Okay, super handy, isn't it? Okay, to see, I'm repeating again, to see who has committed each and every line of a particular file. Mind you, this file has to be tracked down, that means committed, okay? And once you run, select a specific file which shows the content. As you can see on the left hand side buffer, I have opened a specific file inside a Emacs repo called bugs, and on this file, while on this file, if I press Control X, V and the letter G, which will pop up a buffer and show you all the commit hashes along with the date and the author's name who has committed each and every line in this particular file. Okay, all right, then dismiss it. Now if I go back, if I wanted to see the no. All right, so now if this is essentially the way you can look into a, what I say, you can look into your Git repository with a minimal fuss. Okay, if you are interested, or if I can remember something else, let me go to Control X, V and look at the bottom of the screen. Say for instance, I remember one, so it's easy to show you. So I'm showing all the easy part of it. Okay, you need to invest some time to go through other part too, to be efficient on it. But if you get efficient on it, it will be hugely beneficial for you. Okay, that is the whole purpose of doing this video. Okay, so to update this particular repository, all you have to do, Control X, V and plus. See, look at the right hand side buffer. It is saying it's running git pull with a stat flag. Okay, it takes some time. Please have patience. Sometime it should see it pull down the latest thing from the upstream Emacs repo. All I did, Control X, V and plus. okay, which will basically run git pull with a stat flag. As you can see, right hand side buffer, the first line, it is clearly stating what it is doing. Okay, so it's very handy and very easy too to pull down the latest stuff from the upstream repo inside the VC functionality. All you have to do, Control X V and plus. Okay, so if I go to the other window, and you can see, so it's pulled down all the stuff, right? Nice. So this is very handy tool, and it is certainly a less popular tool, but I encourage you to give it some attention, because it's a damn good tool. If something is good enough, it should deserve an attention, right? And there is a bloody good other application too on Emacs, and most people use that, but this one is as good as the other one. Okay, but it gets lack of attention. That's why I'm intentionally making this video, to make you aware that there is a damn good tool called VC, and you can access it and do it with a minimal fuss. Okay, so I've just shown you a few tricks here to access this particular functionality. The prefix key is Control X V. Okay, as you can see from the bottom, you can do n number of things with your Git repository or Mercurial repository or Bazaar repository, whatever the protocol it backed up with, this all this version control protocol, whatever your repository is backed up by either Git or Mercurial or Bazaar or whatever. So you can access all the facility of that specific version control tool with the help of this functionality inside Emacs. Okay, so let me get you somewhere where you can get emacswiki.org/emac/version control. Okay, if I press enter, and if I go here, this is a page where you can get all the information about it. Okay, so you can query all the functionality inside Emacs, which is damn good. You can check out the function, you can check out the variables, whatever you like, but to read something, to know details about it, you need to come to this page, which is on Emacs wiki, and you need to type version control as your search item. Okay, so it will provide you the facility. You can go through the keys, whatever is there, okay, to get yourself accustomed with this particular tool. Okay, so particular functionality rather inside Emacs, and you can click here to get more elaborate. This is the front page, and if you wanted to go deep and know, you need to click on this particular hyperlink, okay, called version control. It will take you to the main. If I click it, and it will take you, see, it will take you, and it's not big, right? If few sections are there, it deserves some attention, so you need to spend a little bit of time just to look into this option, and these are very clearly explained. there are so many keys, and I firmly believe you do not need all those keys to be efficient on it. Most of us use a particular section or particular bundle of keys on a specific software in our day-to-day life. We do not use all the flags, all the keys provided by the any tool or any software all the time, right? If the special cases arise, we search through the particular manual or particular functionality to find out the keystroke to achieve that. But in general sense, in normal sense, we only use handful of keys on any damn tool we use for a day-to-day basis, right? So this functionality is not an exception of that rule. So you need to learn whatever I shown to you. Those are very basic to get along with this particular stuff. Okay, so if you wanted to this is a damn good thing. So if you wanted to go, you should spend some time to go through all this stuff to get yourself accustomed to work it smoothly. Okay, so and it certainly takes some time. It will be good on you if you do that. Okay, so so you can see, so it's very minimal and very effective. So the keybind starts with Control X V. I'm repeating the same thing just to hammer into your mind so it gets etched, right? So Control X V will provide you the functionality or the keystroke. If you are interested to look inside it, you can easily find it out take all this functionality and query it through like Control H V, right? And put the specific function to know about more about particular function. It is a front end. It is a front end to the tool you are using as your revision control system inside Emacs. Okay, so I hope this little video will give you some sort of heads up and generate some sort of interest in you to use it. If you have time and really inclined to, please give it some attention. Okay, thanks for watching.